Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Thanks for joining in on today's video podcast where we are going to talk about discovering the digital treasures revealed by the social web. Today's topic is really inspired by my love for the Indiana Jones trilogy of the 80s. Growing up in the 80s, Indiana Jones and that character was one that I really enjoyed watching. And even after the movies were released and they would come on, TBS or TNT, I would watch them like every single time. I loved, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, kind of, but really just all in all, I really loved the show. And I guess it was because, Indiana was really an archaeologist at heart. Like he literally taught it in a college. And, the observation and the study of humans, human history and prehistory, really always fascinated me of how he was able to learn and discover things based on human behaviors. And, he was always following these, really random clues to find the treasure. And I just love the thrill of the hunt and also almost like being able to solve puzzles, by being observant to, a stick that's sticking out of a wall or, a stone that's, covered up with a different colored dirt. Just all the different clues that Indiana Jones used to discover the treasures. And I think in a modern day world, in some way, we can become archaeologists of the social web, meaning all of the different things that happen on the internet, whether we're talking about social networks or whether we're talking about YouTube or blogs, really just any content that is, produced by whether it's brands or individuals. All of that information collectively, really represents an opportunity for your business to really discover digital treasures. And it can be done if you're listening and if you're observing what's happening on the social web. But how are you going to do that? So I almost think like if there were a new Indiana Jones that was based in like the virtual world, it would be like Indiana Jones and the social network of gold, right? And so he would be out trying to find, this vast treasure and look for clues across Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, Snapchat and YouTube and LinkedIn, and blogs and things of that nature. But, I think about in his movies, he always had, his iconic hat, right? That he got really upset when people messed with his hat. And I think that, when I think about that, I almost think like it was one of his like tools. Like it was like a weapon and it was like a resource. It was his go-to. And so I think that in the same sense, a tool like howsociable.com would be a tool that we would use in modern day to be able to study human behavior and sentiment and conversations across the social web. And on that platform, you can actually follow up to 12 different sites for free. It really allows you to not only like, you're going to put on your thinking hat, right? Like he would wear his hat. Like that's a great resource. There's so much, valuable information on that platform. There's training exercises, there's tools, there's the best apps, there's the best software. I mean, it is absolutely like the Fort Knox of just about anything you can think of that you want to learn or that you want to, have the best resources available to you. So I think if we were going to equate his hat to something, to a tool that's on the web today, it would have to be howsociable.com. The next thing that's definitely unmistakable about Indiana Jones would be his whip, right? And I think with a whip, like he would use that to like gather up things and grab things, and you know, it was also one of his absolutely most trusted tools. And I think for small businesses, or really any size business for that matter, Hootsuite .com is an app and is a web-based platform that can allow you to really listen. And what I mean by listen is it has a dashboard for you, and it has different columns set up, and you can plug in your social media channels. You can put in your mentions, people who are talking about your brand or reaching out to your brand. You can follow hashtags. You can, you know, put in your Twitter account. You can put in multiple accounts. They do offer a free version, I think, for up to 3 social media networks. And then they have paid subscriptions for multiple users. But that's a great tool for being able to listen and track. And again, it goes back to being a social media archaeologist, if you will. You're observing human behavior to find treasure. You know, what about his belt, right? I remember an episode where like he used his belt to like grab this latch or this thing, and he pulled it down, and it was like unlock the door. So that reminds me of a tool called Keyhole. And Keyhole is, and it's not keyhole.com, it's actually keyhole.co. So if you want to check out that platform, it's really great. Now it focuses mainly on just Twitter and Instagram, but what's really unique about it is it has this heat map where you can kind of see and visualize all across the globe on specific conversations, like where it's being discussed the most. And I think for a business that's international, who, you know, either provides services or products to an international group, that's a great way to look at, okay, what is happening in the market as far as social mentions and conversations, you know, based on that heat map. So I think that's really cool. Now they're not free, but it's nearly free, $26 a month, so less than $1 a day. You have access to market research as well as that heat map feature. And there's tons of other resources available. But I think if we were going to try to figure out what would be something used to unlock things, you know, and like Indiana Jones used his belt to unlock doors, you know, I think that's a great, you know, sort of analogy there. Lastly, absolutely his boots. I mean, you know, so many times, like I remember that scene where he had to like walk on the snakes. Oh, I hate snakes. But he did that, and there was something about his boots, and I can't remember like if he like lost his boots or, you know, what the situation was. But I think for boots, being able to like sort of put yourself in other people's shoes, I think mention.com is a great platform, because really you can absolutely listen to the entire web, whether it's you know, listening for, you know, people who mention your particular company, or whether you're looking at your competitors. I mean, you can set up all kinds of terms, and it's not just social media networks, it's also news articles. It's a really affordable solution. Again, here, $25 a month to set up your first account is super affordable, and it can allow you to really listen and put yourself in your market shoes and listen to what they're saying when it comes to your industry, your brand, your competitors. A great tool. So again, I think today what we want to talk about was just those 4 tools. You know, if Indiana Jones was going to go in search of the social network of gold, he would have howsociable.com as his hat. He would have Hootsuite as his whip. He would have Keyhole as his belt. He would have mention.com as his boots, and he would be off to discover the social network of gold. Guys, I hope you're inspired today to move forward with your digital marketing tactics and strategies. My name is Michael Wynn. I hope you'll tune in tomorrow. Have a great day.